right, another episode of the Light It Up Sports Podcast. Today we have on class of 2025 Notre Dame lacrosse attackman commit Cam Kelley. I'm super excited to have him on the show. We're going to get to talk about his commitment, his recruitment, switching high schools, any advice that he has for upcoming attackmen who want to gain that recruitment that he did. And then we're just going to kind of talk about really what that process was like for him getting recruited by one of the top schools, if not the top school in collegiate level lacrosse. But how's it going, Cam?
It's going good. Thank you for having me on the show. It means a lot, and I'm pretty excited to get it started.
Yeah, so first I want to talk about last year you played at the Taft School, but this you'll be transferring to the Salsbury High School for your junior year of lacrosse. What kind of went into that decision, and what are you looking forward to kind of just get started with Salsbury?
Yeah, TAF was an amazing school. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd say it's just a learning experience for me. I realized that it wasn't the right fit for me, and I'm hoping that Salisbury is, and I feel like Salisbury is the right fit for me. So far with like the first like 2 months, it's been going great. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, the players here are great. Coach is great. Coach Manella, and then the other coaches. I'm pretty excited to get the summer started off or the spring started off.
Yeah. And when it comes to your junior season, you still have your whole senior year of lacrosse to play, despite already being committed and already being recruited by all these schools. But if you had to list out a couple of goals that you've set for yourself or your team for your junior year with Salisbury, what would those goals look like?
Um, I would say my goals for myself is to dodge my right hand often uh these next 2 years, just because I know going into college that everyone can do, and what's something that everyone needs to do, go to their offhand. And I'm trying to be more take build more, like I'm trying to take and like be more control in game time situation,
Mhm.
um and know like when my team needs me to like step up my game and contribute more, while also like helping and making my teammates better around me.
Yeah. And currently you're ranked a 5-star by Inside Lacrosse, the National Lacrosse Foundation. I want to ask you, when you first got that notice or when your friend started telling you that you ended up being ranked a 5-star, what was your immediate reaction to that and how did you find out?
um I was pretty excited. I wasn't too surprised. I was kind of I don't want to say it like being cocky, but like I was kind of expecting it. It's something I've been working a hard and long time. My
Mhm.
parents, my coaches, teammates, they've all like pushed me to that point. I found out during study hall. So Wi-Fi is like out.
Mhm.
My Wi-Fi is not that good, but some other kids had some better Wi-Fi, and
Mhm.
they just come rush into my room. Mastered it. Um, and yeah, I mean, pretty exciting. So.
Yeah. And this last summer you played with Primetime Lacrosse, really just traveling for summer ball and stuff like that. Describe that experience and what you would say you learned or developed in your game between your sophomore year of lacrosse to now you're going into your junior year just after playing summertime lacrosse.
I've learned a lot of things. More some things like about my teammates. It's always good for me to like understand my teammates better.
Mhm.
Um, like 2 years ago, like I just joined Prime Time. And now like at the point where I'm at, I no longer like am unsure of like my teammates like capabilities, and like what they like to do on the field. Um, and so now like I have a good understanding, which like affects my gameplay a lot, because I it improves like my IQ and knowing what to do in certain situations. um that I've been trying out new things here at Salisbury. We've been doing like captain practices and just trying out new things, because like during practice time is the best time to do new things.
Yeah.
um and yeah, just like I said, going to my right hand more often, trying to like make up some new like move like combinations, just to so that when the spring comes around, when defenders are guarding me, like I can do something new that they haven't seen.
Mhm. And I know you kind of have it all in your bag. I've got to watch you play a little bit just off clips online and stuff. But if you had to pick a go-to dodge to shake a defender off the top, what would that dodge look like?
Um, Go-to dodge. I would say on the wing. I like the wing. Like I dodge from X and wing, and then occasionally dodge up top. From like the midline if they need me up there. But I'd say the wing because it's same as X. You can go left or right.
Yeah.
Like you can go left over the top. You can go right underneath. Um, Defenders know that I'm a lefty and they know that I want to get to my left hand. So it really catches them off guard when the pick comes down and they think I'm going to go over the pick and I act like I'm going to go over and then I go back under. It
Mhm.
just catches them off guard
Yeah.
and it forces them into a position where they have to they can't guess and they have to really play me.
Yeah. And on this podcast, we interview a lot of basketball guys for high school, and we've interviewed a couple of lacrosse guys. We had on Caleb Fyock, who's now at Ohio State, was the number one goalie last year. A couple guys like that. But I really like talking about lacrosse recruitment because unlike basketball and football, it's not as public and out there. You don't see a lot of these lacrosse guys posting about when they get an offer from what school, when they're taking visits. So I wanted to just kind of ask you to walk us through what a day in a collegiate visit is for you, a guy who I'm assuming obviously took a visit to Notre Dame, talked to their coaches, but it can really be any school or just a generic, like, what does the day look like for you on a college visit?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
And then I'll touch a little bit on the Notre Dame part. But I'd say it's pretty similar to football. Because I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on how that works. But because lacrosse is played in the spring, you can't go to any lacrosse games. So normally the school will invite you out and then they'll invite you on a home football game. So you can go watch the game after your visit. So when you arrive, you'll stay at a hotel somewhere close to campus, if not on campus. I know at Notre Dame they had a hotel there on campus, which is pretty nice. There's the student store around it. You can get a real good feel for the students' just life. You just see them walking around. And then just the campus is just amazing to be on. Um, and then later on, we went to go watch a lacrosse practice. I know Ohio State, they had theirs in the morning. I think Notre Dame was later on. I think it was midday. Um, and then we got to watch them have a practice, a scrimmage, and then we got a tour through the facilities. We saw the um, indoor field, and what else we see? We got to see the indoor field, weight room, some of the football trophies, and actually, the day when I visited, the football team they were in North Carolina playing against NC State, I think. So we were actually inside the indoor football field, and they had a huge screen. They brought out a taco truck, and everyone was just grabbing chairs, sitting on the turf, watching the game. It was a great experience. And also, when you go on a college visit, they'll give you a host. And so my host for Notre Dame was Brock. He was actually he went to Salsbury, and so I would stay in his dorm and really get a student's perspective, I guess. I would stay the night, hang out with other lacrosse kids. Um, and then towards the end of the tour, I think it was the last day, um, we actually went to the football stadium and we went to the very top of it. And looking out, you could see the Golden Dome, Touchdown Jesus, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
It was really great experience.
Yeah. And when in the process or at what time period did Notre Dame start recruiting you and did their coaches start reaching out to you?
I think it was the day of September 1st. And yeah, they reached out. I think either the day after, 2 days after, I hopped on a FaceTime call. And that's when it all started.
Yeah, and growing up watching lacrosse, if you did watch any college lacrosse, what team did you tend to root for? What team did you just like to watch growing up?
Um, I like watching like every team. I don't really have like a number one team.
Mhm,
I like different like colleges or professional teams for different reasons because like each team has a different play style,
mhm.
which really makes lacrosse like unique. Um, they have a different play style, different players who like to do different things. So just watching them play, you can gather a lot of like pick up new things to try out on the field.
Yeah, and before announcing your commitment to Notre Dame, what schools were you talking to the most, and were there any schools other than Notre Dame that you were kind of deciding between right before you made that announcement?
Yeah. On September 1st, a lot of schools had reached out. Um, but I would say my top ones later on when I sorted it out were Duke, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. Um, and yeah.
Yeah, and I've obviously you ended up announcing your commitment to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. You can go as short as you want or as long as you want, but overall, kind of what led to that decision, and kind of just break down your relationship with the guys there and the coaching staff and just the overall university.
Yeah, totally. I would say there's a lot of things that I liked about Notre Dame. Starting with academics. Academics has always been like number one priority for me. And I know at Notre Dame, like you're gonna get like the top of academics. So that's something that attracted me. But also lacrosse wise, like just the player's mindset, and like kind of like the brotherhood that they had. Um, like whenever they weren't practicing, like the locker room was packed and there's kids inside, like players inside, just doing schoolwork, watching film, or you have kids outside, um, just shooting, working on their game and perfecting it. The coaches are like are really smart and know what they're doing. Um, and you'll find that at any college, but I feel like Notre Dame is a little bit different. Um, and being having Ryder Garnsey coaching, that's something that attracted me because I'm always looking to like be the best at what I do and just always grow.
Mhm.
Um, the facilities, weight room, they had like a nutritionist, which is something that I want to get into a little bit further. And she always worked with the team on like providing them food, and information on like what they need to eat in order to like maintain their weight, increase it, decrease it, and just be healthy overall. So,
Yeah, and during the high school seasons and during summer lacrosse, especially, you've played against some of the top defenders in the country. I wanted to know if there's one or two guys, or just like, and as many guys as you want, who you would say are some of the hardest defenders that you've played against, and kind of what made them more difficult and more challenging for you to go up against.
yeah. Um, I would say every defender is different. They like to do different things. Some are like more whackers, some are like body, some are quick, some are slow. Um, I would say I don't really have that much trouble going against like any defender really when I'm like in my zone. But I would say Gavin Cooper would be one of them. I've been trying to like figure out, he's kind of been like a stuck point. Um, trying to figure out how I can beat him. Um, and that's just something that I'm constantly thinking about.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously, a lot of times in the sport of lacrosse, especially for attackmen, I would say the sport is dominant with righties. Again, especially at the tack position, especially guys who dodge from X and stuff like that. But you have a unique sense where you can really go with both hands. But also, what would you say separates you from other lefty attackmen in your 2025 class?
I'd say the biggest thing's my IQ and vision. Um, I started out playing football, and I was like, I'd play running back. So I'm like constantly going through gaps, and I'd say that helped me transition to lacrosse. Just keeping my head up. After like that first beating my first defender, that second slide coming, keep my head up and knowing like if I should pass it, if I should hold on to it, if I should like delay the pass. Um, but I also say my size separates me, size and speed. A lot of attackmen now are like shifty. I would say a little bit shorter, not necessarily a bad thing. They use it to their advantage, but I use my height and speed to my advantage. If I need to, I'll just blow past the guy. And then I can also flip it and, slow down a little bit and body my defender. If I know the defender, the second slide is going to come early. I know to like slow down my dodge, or immediately after dodging, be ready to pass it to someone and
Yeah,
then just
well,
start the offense from there.
yeah. Well, Cam, that's all I have for you. I appreciate you for coming on the show. Make sure you guys go check out his socials down below and stay tuned for his upcoming junior year. And obviously, you Notre Dame lacrosse fans in in a few years, they'll have Cam coming on campus again, lefty attackman 2025 class. So I appreciate you for coming on the show, Cam.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.